Welcome everyone to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where we've got a special weekend ahead on the campus of the University of Alabama. Rhoads Stadium sold out. The historic first season of the AUSL has reached its final chapter. 4 teams began this journey just 7 weeks ago. 2 remain, both with their sights set on one goal, the first ever AUSL Championship.
The time is right now.
Get ready!
It is going to be legendary. This is what this first year is all about, forming rivalries. Bandits, Talons.
Welcome to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League Championship, presented by Sephora. The beautiful Rhoads House in Tuscaloosa. Bandits Talons one last time in this inaugural AUSL season with a trophy on the line. What looks to be the first rivalry in the AUSL's young history takes center stage over the next 2, maybe 3 days in this 3-game series to crown the first ever champion. Everybody in this building is ready to go.
I'll talk to you guys. There's a good sized crowd. It's hot. I'm so ready for this. It's insane. We're so ready. Intention? Have some fun. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Little low. Feel a little heavy on my legs today. Gotta do some.
Inside the booth at Rhoads Stadium alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. I don't think you could have scripted a more exciting, dramatic, special first season of the AUSL. And here we are, championship weekend. So much excitement in this building, but what a season it's been.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that the first game was 7 weeks ago. I'm not sure if it seems like it's been a long season or really quick, fast season in that 7 weeks, but we have seen some incredible plays, some awesome games, sellout after sellout all across the country. And what I know is that this championship is going to be unbelievable. We are watching the best softball players in the world go head-to-head.
We start with the Bandits, who looked like the team to beat out of the gates, and it's been led by an offense who's been unstoppable this year.
Yeah, the offense has really been the strength of the Bandits in the first half of the season and in the second half. They have been so consistent, and they've been led really by the big 4 in their lineup that have been so strong, powerful, and a ton of speed. Erin Coffel not only got AUSL Hitter of the Year, but just a couple of hours ago, she was named MVP. She is the right-handed power hitter in this lineup in the big 4. And then you have Morgan Zerkle, their leadoff hitter that has led the league in home runs. Sydney McKinney, who has led the league in batting average and has come on strong late, alongside Skylar Wallace, who we were unsure if she was going to get the start, but she is in the starting lineup as the DP, and she has had a great second half of the season. But the Bandits have led the league in a lot of different offensive categories, scoring a ton of runs per game, batting average. Look at the extra base hits, and do not forget about the speed. What a blend for this Bandits offense of speed and power.
And the separation from the Bandits numbers to the rest of the league is staggering. This is the lineup they send to the dish. You mentioned Skylar Wallace in that starting lineup. She slots into the 6th spot ahead of Bubba Nichols-Camarena, who 5 of 7 home runs she's hit this year have come against this Talons team. 3 of the big 4 right at the top. Zerkle, McKinney, Coffel in this very dangerous Bandits order, going up against one of the best pitchers in the world right now, Georgina Corey.
And this is a matchup that you dream of. The pitcher of the year going up against the best offense in the league, including the hitter of the year and the MVP. Georgina Corey, as the pitcher of the year, has thrown outstanding, been so consistent. She has been nails when she starts, nails in relief. Her changeup has been incredible to keep hitters off balance all season long. Georgina Corey truly has been a star in the circle, and that's why she is getting the ball in Game 1 of the championship.
Corrick, a fourth-year pro out of Port Charlotte, Florida, was a superstar at South Florida. If you didn't know her name in college, you definitely do right now. Leads the AUSL in ERA, opponent average, tied for first in wins, tied for first in saves. She can get it done in a lot of different ways.
Is that good? Everything
It's
that
not
you
bad.
just said, maybe that leads to why she was the pitcher of the year. That just over 2 ERA is incredible in this league. The offense and the hitters are top notch.
Here we go. The AUSL Championship underway with a swing and miss. Corrick delivering that pitch to Morgan Zerkle after a rain delay, or a weather delay, we should say, of about an hour and 45 minutes. This crowd never wavered, though. A sold-out Rhoads Stadium still ready to go for Talons and Bandits.
All right, they did not go away. Maybe for a second to get out of some rain, they got right back in their seats waiting for the first pitch.
Zerkle into left field. Coming on is Sacco. It's a base hit for Morgan Zerkle. She has 14 hits now in the last 9 games. Has been excellent since the beginning.
And Georgina Corrick is actually going to rely on her changeup the most. She will throw that pitch more than any other. And besides that, goes more east to west with her curveball and her screwball. When she changes eye level, she's going to rely on her rise ball to go up in the zone to these hitters.
Here's Sydney McKinney now, the 2-hole, who moves up in the order because of Wallace, who got banged up and left the game early on Tuesday in Rosemont, the second to last game of the regular season. Now she is back today. She's not in the defensive lineup, though, just in the batting order as that DP. So McKinney moves up. Not a bad option for somebody who finished the regular season with a 4-hit game.
You have to imagine, too, with the Talons having the home field advantage in this best 2 of 3 series because they finished in first place in the standings, but the Bandits want to hit first.
Slow roller back to Corrick, also an all-defensive team member for Corrick. Coming out of the circle, fields her position well, and basically works as a sacrifice for McKinney.
Yeah, productive out. But again, if you were the Bandits and the strength has been your offense, you want to be up at the plate first with a chance to score first in the championship. It's a huge opportunity already for them with a runner in scoring position.
These two teams matched up 8 times in the regular season. They split that regular season series 4-4. Neither team won consecutive games. You could not have scripted a more competitive back and forth first season between these two organizations.
So whose turn is it to win? Do you remember?
It is the Bandits' turn.
Okay, we'll see if that plays out here.
Aaron Coffel, the hitter of the year and the MVP, just announced earlier today on the field as the rain started to come down. Coffel leads the league in slugging percentage, on base percentage, triples, RBIs, the lists go on. And she received that award from the commissioner, Kim Ng, on the field. You can see the rain coming down earlier. They braved it out, though, and she has had an unbelievable season.
Yeah, she has. I mean, at times her OPS this season approaching 2,000. And a lot of hit by pitches, which has helped increase her on base percentage. This pitcher's wanting to go so hard into her. She is just so used to getting hit by a pitch at this point in the season.
14th, that leads the league. Her on-base percentage is over 570 after that one. First and second for Danielle Gibson Horton. Outside corner, strike one from Corrick to Gibson Horton, who is the newest member of the Bandits, but settled in very well. She's reached base in all but 1 game as a Bandit. This is her 9th after being traded on deadline day in exchange for Devin Netz, the rookie utility player out of Arizona. Gibson Horton has become the everyday starter over at first base and another reliable bat in the lineup for Stacey Newman-Denise.
And already in the 2 strikes that Corrick has thrown in this AB, she's been able to get the outside corner and then some. So learning the strike zone early with this home plate umpire and seeing how far out she can go.
Got Gibson Horton out number 2.
And that strikeout was dictated by the pitch calls earlier in the AB. With the screwball that she got called was about a ball and a half off the plate. Then she went to the changeup and got it. And this is what Corrick does so well. Expands the zone horizontally like that with her screwball for her first strikeout of the game.
Strike one to Delaney Wisz. Wisz has really turned it on as of late, hitting .421 over the last 8 games. She's consistently been on base this season, but is now doing it in different ways. A lot of base hits for her. Leads the team with 15 walks. It's one thing, Amanda, about this offense. You look at all the gaudy numbers, averages, home runs, RBIs. Everyone has contributed in some way. For Bubba, it was home runs. For Delaney Wisz, she's just been an on-base machine, but falls behind Corrick 1-2.
It's a good eye. That's a pitch that Corrick wants these hitters to swing at. She's so good at working from ahead. A lot of 0-2, 1-2 counts.
Little off-speed, slow roller for Aguilar, who takes care of it. Corrick strands a pair to start the first inning. Talons Bandits, the AUSL Championship underway. They are lined up around Rhoads Stadium here in Tuscaloosa. Nothing doing for the Bandits in the top of the first, although they did have a couple base runners against Georgina Corrick. The Talons get their first chance here. Caroline Jacobsen in the 3-hole. She's the only non-Bandit in the top 5 in average in the AUSL. And then there's Maya Brady, who came on late this season. Debuted on July 16th. This is just her 7th game. She's on a 6-game hit streak. She is almost impossible to get out right now in that lineup. On the other side, it's L Kilfoyl in her 2nd season as a pro. She's been excellent this year.
Yeah, and she's a drop ball machine, continues her success from last season as a rookie into her 2nd season as a pro because of the way that she's been changing speeds more this year. Still relying on her drop ball. She can throw it more up in the zone and get hitters to chase that pitch down the zone. It's a pitch that she will use over 60% of the time. Where she pitched at Oklahoma State, her last 2 years of her college career pitched at this field before she went to Oklahoma State. She transferred there from Alabama.
3 years at Alabama. She's from Land O'Lakes, Florida, and was maybe the fiercest competitor to Georgina Corrick for the AUSL Pitcher of the Year award. Kilfoyl 2nd in ERA, 2nd in innings pitched. Hasn't started, though, since July 13th in Omaha against this Talons team. Inside to Maya Brady, and she falls behind 2-0. Brady has been excellent since returning from the injured reserve list. She's from Thousand Oaks, California, a 3-time first-team All-American at UCLA. And jumps ahead 3-0.
Yeah, really high on base percentage. Not only has she been getting hit, she's been taking walks. Her plate discipline is probably what's impressed me the most. I mean, swinging at strikes and being on time, the 2 hardest things that you need to do as a hitter to have success.
There's strike 1 to Brady. Plenty of athletic pedigree in the Brady family. Her uncle Tom, a 7-time Super Bowl champion. Also another uncle who was a 2-time World Series champ with the Boston Red Sox, Kevin Youkilis. Pops this up and out of play, and it'll be a full count. The first batter to face Kilfoyl.
Already a good sign, though, that Maya Brady is getting the bottom half of that drop ball. What L Kilfoyl is going to rely on is more pitch to contact, not going to get a lot of strikeouts, but she's going to rely on her infield to make a lot of ground ball outs.
Another foul ball from Brady.
And just another good approach going up against Kilfoyl. She wants you to hit the top of the ball when you see that pop up. That means that these hitters are going up trying to get the bottom half of the ball to try to hit a line drive off of that drop ball they know that they're going to get.
Off speed, fouled straight back. For someone who didn't follow this series all year long, how would you categorize what you've seen in the 8 games these teams played in the regular season?
just evenly matched down to some offense or one of the offenses taking off in some of the games, and whether it be the Bandits one game, the Talons another game, other games one-run games.
Outside corner, strike 3 for Kilfoyl.
What a comeback for her. She was down 3-0 in that count and worked her way back into it to give herself a chance to get the hot Maya Brady out. Paints the outside corner, gets a little bit more off of it with her drop ball, and Brady takes it. Both of these teams are going to learn the strike zone early. It's a little bit wider on the corners.
There's strike 1 to Sydney Romero, who enters on a 6-game hit streak. She's doubled 4 times over that span. 9 of her 16 hits on the season have come in the last 6 games. Into left field towards Zerkle, who makes the catch. 2 outs.
Just a lot of familiarity between these two teams and their hitters, seeing these pitchers a lot. And then when you look at what Lexi Kilfoyl has done against this Bandits lineup, she's had a lot of success. 1.78 ERA against the Talons, and just under 20 innings pitch coming into this game, excuse me.
Jacobsen way out in front of that pitch for strike 1.
That's nasty. If that changeup is going to be working like that, whew, it'll be a tough day.
Caroline Jacobsen, another one who since day 1 of this season has been on it. Takes ball 1 down and in, 5th best average in the league. She capped the regular season with a double, a home run, and drove in 3 runs right here on this field, actually. The Talons finished the regular season with 2 games, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday against the Volts in Tuscaloosa. There's a base hit for Jacobsen.
A good piece of hitting there by Jacobsen, who has been so strong this season, can hit a lot of different pitches, including that drop ball that she just hit off of Kilfoyl. Again, expecting that because she throws her drop ball 63% of the time. To note about her changeup and her curveball, those 2 pitches are 2 different speeds. Her curveball is an off-speed pitch at about 58. Her changeup drops down to 53. So she will throw 3 different speeds to these Talons hitters today.
It's the top of the zone to Tori Vidales. Tori hitting .268 on the season. Tied for the team lead with 6 doubles. We have not seen the home run power we're used to from Tori. The one she has hit this year was in her very first at bat of the season against the Bandits on day 2. Strike 2 on the outside corner.
Or maybe a little bit outside. Good eye by Tori to have confidence in taking that pitch to work it to a 2-2 count.
Tori fouls that pitch off way inside. Lexi Kilfoyl working with Mary Iacopo behind the plate, a former Texas Longhorn. That has been a kind of revolving door back there for Stacey Newman-Denise between Iacopo and Jordan Roberts behind the plate. She likes them both defensively. They've been looking for some offense, but it's Iacopo who gets the nod today.
Trying to see who's going to break through offensively.
(3-2). And Vidales walks. Back-to-back 2-out base runners for the Talons. They are led by Howard Dobson. This team was constructed by him and one of the GOATs, Lisa Fernandez, their general manager. They lost their opening series against the Bandits. After that, they won 16 of 18, including a stretch of 8 in a row. They finished losing 2 of their last 3, but 16 of 18 stretch in this league, Amanda. You would have never believed it before the season started.
Just found a lot of different ways to win, but when you look at the stats, I mean, you can't help but notice that so many of those games holding opponents to low runs because of their pitching and defense. it's been locked down. Their defense has been the best defense in the league, and they've found different ways offensively to win with different hitters stepping up throughout every series.
Anna Flippen has struggled at the plate lately, but this season hitting .480 with runners in scoring position. Slow roller right side, handled by McKinney. And both teams strand a pair in the first. Zeros after one in Tuscaloosa. The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Sephora and by Poppy. What a season we've had. 10 different stops on this AUSL summer tour. Sold out crowds. Every building we have been in, it is no different today at this beautiful facility in Tuscaloosa. Skylar Wallace leading off the second inning. A scary moment on Tuesday, Amanda, when she left that game with an injury. She did not play on Wednesday. Her status was in question leading up to today. She is in the lineup, not at shortstop where we're used to seeing her, but still has a chance to make an impact with her bat.
Just a big deal, as she's been one of the leaders of this team right from the get-go and from the first game of the season. So it's a big deal to have her back in the lineup for her leadership. Of course, she could do that from the dugout too, but it's different when you're in the starting lineup. And you're going to lead in a different way now. You're not going to be out at shortstop, but still you can do it with your bat. She has been hot her last 8 games, hitting over 500 and has hit 4 home runs. She's gotten hot late in the season.
Seen her kind of testing her body as this day's gone on, running sprints out in the outfield, down the line. Part of her game is explosiveness, such a dynamic player with the power speed combo. We'll see how that's impacted today and tomorrow, potentially on Monday.
It is her right ankle. That is what she hurt in that game, and just watching her warm up in pregame and run and even just walk whenever we had the weather delay.
Hard hit ball to Flippen. Defensive player of the year, taking care of it for out number 1.
Yeah, you could tell pulling up a little bit before she got to first base and taking what looks like to me a little bit longer to slow down after she ran through first base. So feeling maybe a little bit of pain left, but going to fight through it because she is a competitor. This is a championship game, and she wants to be in the lineup.
Bubba Nichols Camarena has played on all the biggest stages of this sport. Silver at the Olympics in 2020 in Tokyo. She's on the Team USA World Games roster again this summer. She was a national champion at UCLA. 1-1 count to Bubba. Way out in front of that pitch and falls behind 1-2.
It's that changeup that Georgina Corrick is already throwing a lot in this game, and she just hides it so well. It's hard to pick it up out of her hand.
We've talked a lot to Georgina throughout the summer and the past couple of summers. She's such a student of the game, too. You always feel like her game's adapting.
She's a sponge in the circle.
Did Bubba go? No, she didn't. Full count. Ground ball to Aguilar. 2 away. Let's check in with Savannah Collins for the first time.
Competing for the AUSL Championship with the Bandits can be described as kismet for their head coach. This team name holds history. They were part of the now-defunct National Pro Fast Pitch League, and in 2018, Stacy Newman-Denise was a head coach for the first time of that team, and she led them to the title game. While in Rosemont last week, she took a drive. She went past her old apartment to get in touch with her Bandits roots. It's a point of pride to wear that name across her chest again, but what's unexpected is the way this team in year 1 has embraced it too.
And a big reason why they are here. But another 0 from Georgina Corrick going to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. It's a best-of-3 series this weekend in Tuscaloosa. Bandits and Talons facing off for the 9th time this year today. The crowd has not wavered through the hour and 45-minute rain delay. These pitchers are off to a great start. Both pitchers stranded 2 runners in the first inning. Coric goes in order, though. 1, 2, 3 against the Bandits in the second. Now Kilfoyl's turn. There's strike 1 to Charlize Palacios.
One thing that Lexi Kilfoyl does such a good job of doing is attacking the zone early, almost a 70% first pitch strike percentage that she has pitched with this season, one of the best in the league. So good at working from ahead and putting pressure on a hitter to make a decision, to pick a speed, and to know that she is coming at you.
Of all these tremendous players, Lexi Kilfoyl was deemed worthy of the #1 overall pick in the AUSL draft. Into left field, foul ball from Palacios. Why Kilfoyl for you? When you saw her #1 when you were covering the draft, why did you feel like that was the correct choice?
It's because last summer she really proved herself as a rookie, and she would face the same hitters, the best hitters in the world, countless times and still get them out. She's so difficult to barrel up because of that heavy drop ball and just difficult to elevate against her. So she easily keeps the ball in the ballpark, and what I think has made her a little bit different this season is her ability to throw that off-speed curveball, a pitch that I felt like I saw her throw a little bit in college and dabbled with last season, but throwing it more effectively this year alongside her changeup that she's always had.
Bounces the 0-2 into Palacios. It's a 4-game hit streak for Charlize Palacios, who's been a little bit up and down with the bat, but she's had some big swings for the Talons, specifically against the Bandits. It includes a walk-off home run in one of 2 games they played in Wichita toward the end of the first half of the season. Charlize's older sister, Sachelle, retired from professional softball after last summer. She carries on the Palacios name and is one of the most valued backstops in the league. One-two. Popped up, shallow left center. Coffel at shortstop in place of Skylar Wallace. Makes the play, 1 out. The Bandits, Stacy Newman-Denise, their head coach, longtime professional head coach and supporter. Their general manager, Jenny Dalton-Hill, a former National Player of the Year in her playing days at Arizona. And it's been all about the offense for this team. They started the season 9-2, as you see Jenny Dalton-Hill in the stands there looking on. They finished just 6-7, but that can all be wiped away over the next couple days.
Yeah, and Jenny is a competitor to the max in everything that she does, alongside Stacy Newman-Denise as well. So they feed off of each other. This team feeds off of that energy that they bring at the top. I mean, when I think of Jenny Dalton-Hill, I think, okay, that she's competitive about everything. She wants to win.
2-0 from Kilfoyl. Catches the outside corner, strike 1. This is Ali Aguilar, native of Orangevale, California. Played her college ball at Washington. Ali finished there in 2017, and for her, this is it. She will retire following this weekend. You know how badly she'd like to go out on top.
Every at bat just means a little bit more once you make that announcement. I was listening to Natasha Watley and Eric Collins call the 2-game series that was here in Tuscaloosa that the Talons played in. And Natasha said she didn't make a big announcement that she was going to retire, something that she chose to do after the game. So just a couple of different ways to do it, right? Announce it ahead of time, or maybe decide after your final game of the season that it's just time to hang them up.
3-2, Kilfoyl got her. Strikeout number 2 for Lexi Kilfoyl.
Opponents hitting off of Lexi Kilfoyl this season, hitting just 145 with 2 strikes. Takes the drop ball that honestly got a good part of the plate, but Ali Aguilar just freezes and Kilfoyl gets her 2nd strikeout of the game. Both looking. So the strikeouts that Lexi Kilfoyl has had, the red areas where she picks up the highest amount of strikeouts, so that low and inside corner to right-handed hitters is her drop ball where you saw the biggest area of red, and why Savannah Jacobsen just happened to take a step back toward the back line of the batter's box, trying to give herself more room on the inner half, knowing that she wants to throw that drop ball there. So an adjustment made by Jacobsen on that pitch. Didn't do it that time, but got the pitch that she was looking for the pitch before when she made that adjustment.
Just certain players, Amanda, you kind of waited all season for them to leave a big mark. Savannah Jacobsen is one of them. Has been one of the best hitters on the planet for a while now, but she has not seen a ton of action. She's been behind Charlize Palacios from a catcher standpoint, behind Sydney Romero at third base. She arrived late from her professional season in Japan, so this is just the 11th game she's played in this year. Still looking for her first extra base hit of the season.
Not happy about that changeup. That was a called strike. Kind of look back at the home plate umpire and you could kind of tell maybe it's still in the back of her head a little bit. See if Kilfoyl goes back to it again.
Another 2-2. Jacobsen into left field, just wide of the line.
It's a pitch that she's looking for more so, you could tell with the adjustment that she gave away early in the count. Inside drop ball, 65, 67 miles an hour. That was the pitch that, even with 2 strikes, she was wanting to do something with, and that one almost fell. See still yet if she goes back to that changeup.
Three-two. On the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks for Lexi Kilfoyl to finish the inning.
Boy, and you can tell that they're setting up her drop ball so well, because there are 3 strikeouts for Lexi Kilfoyl in this game. All are looking and all are on her drop ball. Lexi Kilfoyl and Mary Iacopo on the same page in championship game number 1. Kilfoyl 3 up, 3 down with 2 Ks.
Back in Tuscaloosa, 3rd inning we go, still scoreless, just 1 hit apiece. We've had a couple base runners, but the last 2 innings for these pitchers, 1, 2, 3 innings. 9-1-2 due up for the Bandits here against Georgina Corrick. Tori Vidales over at first base, mic'd up for our mid-action as Corrick gets set for pitch number 1 of the 3rd.
Good.
And there is strike 1. Tori, we know you had the long rain delay, but just take us into the energy and the excitement right now that you guys are feeling.
Oh, I mean, even just running out on the field, I looked at Allie and I said, wow, I just got chills. Everybody's cheering. We've never had softball on this stage like this. Come on. Good.
1 away.
Yeah, I got you. I'll get there for you. Good job. Big out. Great job. But yes, back to the environment. Yeah, I got chills the first time. Yeah, I'm with you here. It's just so cool to see how far it's come, how packed the stands are, how big this moment feels, the championship feels, as it should.
Top of the order, Morgan Zerkle into center field, a 1-out base hit for the Bandits.
Tori, what did you guys do during that weather delay?
Yeah, George. Actually, funny enough, we played a game of Mafia. All my softball players out there, they know a good game of Mafia. We're all right. Here? Yeah. Hey, be aggressive off. We play a little bit of cards. Just really taking those moments to bond. I feel like that's where, good Char. That's the time that I feel like builds teams. There was another rain delay in Chattanooga early in the season, and I felt like that was the moment where we kind of clicked, and then you saw it kind of reflect on the field. Good. So I enjoy those moments bonding, even though it sucks that we started a little bit later and we wanted to be, you know, on the field playing at that time. We made the most out of it, and here we are, now getting the game going, getting into it.
1 out, 1 on for Sydney McKinney.
Yeah, George. Good.
Tori, take us into your coaching hat here. What are the keys to beat the Bandits in this best 2 of 3 game series?
Well, George is doing a great job right now. I think keeping them off balance, really mixing in that changeup. They've got a lot of speedy lefties. Got to play clean D. We know they've got, good, 2, come on. Good idea. We've got a lot of people like that can put the ball in play. We've got to play clean defensively. Great job, big out. Especially those speedy lefties will get on for those big hitters. So we have to make sure we're making all the plays that they give us, making sure that we're not giving them outs. Yeah, Coco.
Tori, always appreciate your time. We're going to listen in the rest of this inning. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, George. Good.
Outside corner, strike 1 to
Like
Aaron
that.
Coffel. Second time through for the Bandits. They are super dangerous here, Amanda. Those numbers that are so fantastic get a lot better second, third time through the order for this offense.
Yeah, twos.
Well, with the Bandits leading the league in home runs, and it's a championship game 1, every pitch matters. Every pitch, they have a chance to hit it out of here, and that could potentially be the game-winning run. And so as a pitcher, you have to be so careful, and it's what Georgina Cork has been so good at in her career, is not missing much over the plate that leads to pitches that go out of the ballpark.
1-2, back up the middle, just past the glove of Corrick to keep it going with 2 outs.
Talk about a good 2-strike swing there by Aaron Coffel on a changeup, which has made Cork so effective. Hitters this season against Cork with 2 strikes, hitting just 113, one of the best batting averages against with 2 strikes in the league. And it's because of that changeup. You don't know which speed she's going to come with 2 strikes. You have to protect, and now the Bandits have 2 on.
Outside ball 1 to Danielle Gibson Horton. Struck out her first time up. Bandits are really good the first time through. 303, they'd be one of the best averages in the league right there alone. But second time through, up to 349. Third time through, if you're brave enough to even let a pitcher get that far, 415.
Well, Danielle Gibson Horton has been an RBI producer for the Bandits this season, and even when she was with the Blaze, 21 RBIs on the season. And last time that she was up, she came up with a runner in scoring position and struck out. Here she has another opportunity. You know she does not want that same thing to happen again.
Down and in, ball 2. Gibson Horton missed last summer, pregnant with her son Whitley, who was born in November. Ground ball right side. Tori with a backhand goes to second to get the force. 2 more stranded for Corrick, and 3 scoreless for her in the circle. Zero to the bottom of the third we go in game 1 of this AUSL Championship best of 3 series in Tuscaloosa. ESPN and the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, in partnership with popular food content creator Sister Snacking, launched the Ultimate Softball Snackdown, a competition to crown the first ever official snack of AUSL via nationwide fan vote in celebration of AUSL's inaugural season on ESPN. The official winner is the Bases Loaded Brownie Blast.
I love the alliteration with that name. I loved all the snacks that they came up with. They make me want to be a sister and snack with them as an only child. Like, I want to be one of their sisters and get snacks like that all the time.
We did get teased earlier. It was brought in the booth prior to the rain delay, and I think we might have lost our chance, at least for now. It's a full circle moment for Sierra Sacco, who started the season in the 9-hole, hit the first ever home run in AUSL history, and jumped right up into the leadoff spot and really lived there for the Talons most of this season. But she got knocked up, banged up just a little bit and sent to the injured reserve list. So she missed a few games, now returns, and she's back in the 9 spot to lead off this inning for the Talons.
You get options with the Talons now as your leadoff hitter with Maya Brady, who was injured and showed back up late in the season and has just been on fire. And with Sacco, who has led you all the other games when Maya Brady was injured.
Brady is slotted into the leadoff spot. She's also taken over in center field for Sacco, who's moved to left field. 3-1 count. Outside corner, strike 2.
And Sacco, a hitter who started her college career at Louisiana Tech, is purely a slapper. Just put the ball on the ground and go, or run through the box and hit the ball through the infield for maybe a little bit of power here and there, but not necessarily home run power. And got to Mississippi State, spent 2 years there, and they started to turn her more into of a powered type hitter as a home run threat. Started to go away from her slap her junior year, and then really her senior year at Mississippi State this past season. Just swung away, lots of extra bases and lots of home run pop.
5th full count against Kilfoyl. Jammed up Sacco. McKinney is there. 1 out.
McKinney has been solid at second base since the injury to Skylar Wallace. It slid Aaron Coffel over to shortstop, and so Aaron Coffel was playing second base. Now she's going to be the starting shortstop with Skylar Wallace's injury. And Sydney McKinney has great range at second base. Saw her a little bit in the outfield earlier.
It's a versatile group, these 3 on the left side of the infield and really middle with McKinney. We've seen McKinney play third base and second base. We've seen Delaney whiz at both corner spots and behind the plate. And now Aaron Coffel has played both middle infield spots. Wallace looking on. Brady takes strike 2. Brady struck out looking on a pitch she did not agree with back in the first. Didn't like that last call, takes that inside. She's played in just 6 games and has 11 hits. 4 more walks and a hit by pitch to go to it. Let's check in with Savannah with more on Maya Brady.
Well, the impact that Maya Brady has had after 4 months not playing softball. She suffered a grade 2 hamstring strain back in April. And she told me it's just like a waiting game when you're working with soft tissue. July 16th was her debut for the Talons. And Chucky, like you said, immediate impact slipping into that leadoff spot. She came in ready. All she wanted to do was compete.
We saw her gearing up kind of as the season went on, and specifically in Omaha when we were there a couple weeks ago. Savannah's talked about this in the past, her standing in against her teammates in bullpens or when they were warming up. She would stand in and be able to see that live pitching.
It's been impressive just how she was ready from the get-go. And it just tells you just what an incredible athlete and softball player, but athlete that she is to be able to take that time off and then do what she has done since she came back in. It is not easy to hit, ever. It is not easy to hit against the best pitchers in the world that she is facing or has been facing since she came back. And it's really not easy to hit when you've taken 4 months off and have not been competing in a game-like situation like she hadn't been.
And she gets hit. Top of the order on with just 1 out.
And just a cool .727 on base percentage, and since she came back, in all kinds of different ways to get on base.
Back-to-back 8-pitch at-bats against Kilfoyl for Maya Brady. Now Romero, who lined out to left field her first trip to the plate.
I feel like
strike one.
I feel like that's something that the Talons have done really well offensively, is just have a really good understanding of what a pitcher is going to do. And even if they aren't hitting her early in the game in terms of hits and runs on the board, they're going to make a pitcher work. Foul off pitches are going to be tough with 2 strikes. They're going to be tough with 2 outs.
There it is. Those 2 numbers on the free pass categories lead the league. Second in on-base percentage only to the Bandits.
And almost a 1-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. 75 walks coming into this game and 90 strikeouts, so not exact, but that's a pretty close ratio, especially when you compare it to the Bandits, who have walked 60 times compared to 105 strikeouts.
A lot of credit goes to their head coach, Howard Dobson. What he's done in year 1, someone who spent 14 seasons as an assistant coach at LSU under Beth Torina, but he stepped away because his son was going to college to play baseball. He wanted to be more involved. He wanted to be able to be there and watch his son play. So that's what he did. And now he's found a home as a professional coach. Said he loves it. Said, I'll keep doing it until they say I can't come back anymore.
He loves hitting. He loves coaching, and been cool to see this offense take off. And of course, like, just the kind of coach and person he is, he doesn't like to take any credit for it, but it's with how he communicates about hitting and the language that he creates and strategy that has helped them this season be consistent.
Chopper up the middle. McKinney steps on second. No chance for 2. Last chance in the third, Caroline Jacobsen. We talked a lot about these offenses, and a lot of these games, especially recently, have been high-scoring affairs, but these pitchers, through almost 3 innings, have come ready today. This was the first ever meeting in AUSL history on June 7th in Rosemont, Illinois. Now the first ever AUSL Championship matchup. Jacobsen ahead of Kilfoyl 2-0. There's strike 1.
The Talons are seeing some pitches here. 6 straight at bats for the Talons, with 6 or more pitches that they've seen against Kilfoyl, making her work. Almost 70 pitches now here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Next pitch for Kilfoyl will be number 70 here in the 3rd. Ground ball to Wisz, right on the line. Throw to Gibson Horton, and that'll do it. Kilfoyl strands a 1-out runner. Still 0 through 3 in Tuscaloosa. Scoreless going to the 4th in game 1 between the Bandits and the Talons. This place is all dressed up to crown a champion. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday night, if this goes 3 games between these 2 teams. Has been an unbelievable inaugural season of the AUSL. It all kicked off just 7 weeks ago today on June 7th in Rosemont and in Wichita. Just 4 teams playing across 10 different cities. We have had sold-out crowds at all of those venues, 19 total sellouts across 48 games. Fantastic crowds all season long, and we are honored to be joined now by the commissioner of the AUSL, Kim Ng. Kim, we have been just beside ourselves at what we have seen, thrilled at what this means for the future of pro softball. What stands out to you about the success of this first year?
Oh my gosh, so many things, so unbelievable, and thanks for having me on. So everything from, I mean, you go back to the beginning of this year, and you talk about the tremendous College World Series that we had, to then the strategic investment of MLB, to our great inaugural weekend that we opened up. We sold out 4 out of 6 of our games. And then you just roll into everything, from the incredible fans that we've encountered, the sellouts. We crescendoed in Round Rock, sold that venue out at 6,500 fans. And then here to historic Rhoads Stadium, home of Montana Fouts and AU great Haley McKinney. And then, talk about, we just announced the other day our partnership with Sephora. They're the presenting sponsor of the championship series and our All-Star Cup. So it's just been action-packed, filled with huge fan engagement. Our social channels have been off the charts. Hundreds of thousands of new followers, record viewership for Athletes Unlimited. So I'm not sure you could have written it in a script any better.
2-2 count now to Delaney Wisz to lead off this 4th inning against Georgina Korick.
And then you talk about this matchup we've got going on today.
So good, so good.
With all the success that you just talked about, Kim, what has led to that success?
I think a lot of learnings from the past. John Patricoff and Jonathan Soros, co-founders of Athletes Unlimited, listening to athletes when they first started the league, and how some of the leagues had not done so well in the past. I think that was a great foundation, and lots of history, lots of learnings, and then on to Athletes Unlimited's own experience over the last 5 years in Rosemont, Chicago. With that league, and I think leading up to that is a great foundation. And then I think the tremendous caliber of talent that we've got out on the field. Many of the national team members play right here with Athletes Unlimited, and you can see that every single day.
Wisz in a battle right now with Korick, 2-2. Kim, before we let you go, I have to ask you, we've, of course, given our wish list on the air, which I'm sure you love hearing, but what does the future hold? What does next year specifically look like? Is there anything you can share about that?
Well, I can tell you it's going to be a really busy off season, which basically starts probably in the next several days. But really busy off season in terms of trying to select our markets. We've had great interest from the markets that we have played in so far. We've still got a couple left on the agenda. And then, one of the things that we haven't talked about publicly too much is that, we'd like to play in some neutral sites. We'd like to keep going and getting Athletes Unlimited, AUSL, brand recognition out there, serving our great softball constituency and fans, and going to different parts of the country that we didn't necessarily go to this year. But that's all on the agenda, and hopefully we can get that done.
We are super excited, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for everything you've done for the sport already.
Okay, thank you guys.
It's Kim Ng. She is our fearless leader, AUSL commissioner. You think about what she has accomplished and this league has done in a very, very short amount of time, and you feel like, okay, the future is really, really bright.
Well, it just feels like AUSL has taken over the month of June and the month of July, and it's really cool to see, especially coming off with the Women's College World Series. We ended on a Friday. Game 1 of AUSL was on Saturday, so keeping that momentum going that was built up in Oklahoma City at the college level and bring it right into the professional level.
2-1, Skylar Wallace foul ball down the left field line to make it 2-2. Here's where we've been, Amanda, a little bit of everywhere. Seattle all the way to here in Tuscaloosa, Austin, Texas, and Round Rock, Sulphur, Louisiana. I mean, every one of these venues, if I'm not mistaken, has sold out at one point during their series.
We've been all those places, and still fans want more. They don't feel like that's enough. They want to see these athletes compete in their state, feeling like, hey, why don't you guys come to all 50 different states? Like, they want to see these women play in front of them.
I love the neutral site idea that they have to continue to go other places even once those home sites are announced. Full count now to Skylar Wallace. Nobody out here in the fourth with a leadoff single from Delaney Wisz on first base. Upstairs, ball 4. Is this where the Bandits get going? That second time through. This is the first game with no runs scored in the first 3 innings. They've played 8 full games in the regular season. We've averaged almost 5 runs per game through 3 innings in those previous 8.
So you're telling me maybe the pitchers were holding back a little bit in the regular season and holding it back for the championship maybe? Is that much more locked in? I'm sure nerves are flowing for this championship, whether you're a rookie like Corey McMillan or a veteran who's been playing for many years and even internationally. You're feeling the nerves in front of this crowd and what this championship means.
The rookie from Virginia Tech, Corey McMillan, pinch running for Skylar Wallace over at first base. Nobody out. Job done for Skylar as she reaches base and passes the bat to Bubba Nichols-Camarena. Takes strike 1.
We've seen this season a ton of double plays turned amongst every team. It has definitely been one of the themes in a situation like this. Defenses have been really good at turning 2 in a variety of different ways. And with Talons having the best defense in the league, you know they're looking to turn 2, have a couple of different ways to do it, a couple of different options. But with a force out at 3, can get a force out at 2, a couple of different opportunities, even on a line drive. And Corrick has been throwing a ton of ground balls in this game. What she has done so well is utilize her changeup and with her curve and screw, keep it right there at about knee level, not bring it up in the zone where the Bandits can elevate those pitches to the outfield. She has thrown a ton of ground balls already.
8 ground ball outs of the 9 recorded. The other was a strikeout back in the first inning. Two off the handle, but it's an out for Bubba Nichols-Camarena. Bandits being aggressive like they have been all year and scoring the first run of the championship.
Just talked about Georgina Corrick keeping her screwball and her curveball low in the zone at about knee level. And here against Bubba Nichols-Camarena, it's a screwball that she goes to, but it's a little bit elevated because it's more up in the zone. She's able to just fist it. She gets jammed, she gets sawed off, but Bubba Nichols-Camarena is so strong. She's able to still lift it to the outfield. So, and just talking about the pitch placement for what caused so many ground balls and could lead to a double play, that one was a little bit up to score the first run of this game.
Bubba has come up big against the Talons this season. Now Corrick still with nobody out, 2 on, and Mary Iacopo, the 8-hole for the Bandits, up. (0-2) count to Iacopo, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position this season. She's looking for her first hit since July 8th. Again on top of that pitch, but stays alive.
Two two-strike hits in this inning for the Bandits. So that Wisz one to lead it off, and then the Camarena one for the RBI.
And we showed you how good the Bandits are second time through. They had 1 base hit and 2 base runners their first time through the order. They have 4 base hits and another walk to go with it in the first 7 hitters to come up for the second time. It's into center, right at Brady, 1 out. Corrick dance out of a very tight spot. Already 1 run across. Down to Bella Dayton. Trying to extend a 6-game hit streak. Dayton hitting .347 for the regular season. Her average peaked near the end of the first half at about .462. She was red hot out of the gates. She started to pick it up over the last week or so.
Well, she's been putting down some beautiful bunts, being able to use her speed from the 9-hole, turn over the order to Morgan Zerkle. Swinging away here with the runner in scoring position, but as a corner, you never can be sure what she's going to do with her speed, and less than 2 strikes in the count.
Could likely be said for the next 2 hitters as well. Zerkle, McKinney, these lefties, as Tori Vidales alluded to, so tough in this Bandits order. Warwick gets strike 2 on the inside corner. Bandits 10-1 when they score first this season. Dayton pulls it.
Do you kind of feel like, and we haven't talked about this off air, but do you kind of feel like the Bandits coming in here as the underdog in this series, with Talons finishing in first place in the regular season, Bandits second place? They're the visiting team. They had to travel to get here. Talons got to play in Tuscaloosa Tuesday and Wednesday, so they've been here a while, and plus the injury to Skylar Wallace.
Got Dayton looking. That is a big-time strikeout for Corrick.
And a much-needed strikeout with the runner in scoring position to get that all-important second out of the inning. She goes to her changeup, gets every bit of the outside corner, working with Charlize Palacios, who gets around that pitch to frame it up with a looking K.
To your point on that, Amanda, it would be hard to believe that maybe a few weeks ago when they started the season 9-2, but a 6-7 finish. It's just been a little bit up and down for them. Strike 1 to Zerkle, who is as dangerous a hitter as there is in this league. Morgan Zerkle enters the weekend having hit .419 in the regular season. She has 9 doubles and 9 home runs.
And home runs is the scary category for Zerkle. I mean, this power that she has this season, 9 home runs, the 9 doubles that you mentioned, 26 RBIs, second best on the team.
Chopper to Corrick, and Georgina Corrick gives up 1 run, but strands a pair in a very tough spot. Bandits take an early lead in Tuscaloosa.
Great job. I like the ooh.
Are you on the bunt?
Straight up here, yeah.
Gotcha.
If she gets on, then we'll go 1 back. I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything? Got you.
But even if they do, they still gotta hit that. Yeah, George. Yeah. Hey, we're on her here. Let's push 1. Push 1. 1, 2, 3. Push 1.
Here we go. Good job.
You talk about culture, setting up a team in this short of time. I mean, these teams got together about a week before the season started on June 7th, so essentially 8 weeks. For some of them, they arrived later. Tori was covering the Women's College World Series for ESPN, so she arrived on opening day. She didn't get that extra time with the team, but when you listen to Tori there, just such a culture piece in such a short season. And Tori to right center field, deep, Dayton, back, Tori on the board! For the first time since opening day, Tori Vidales leaves the yard.
And she has done this her entire career, been clutch TV Tori. I just got goosebumps, and not because I'm going for the Talons or whoever, but because that is such a response back that I have seen her do since she wore a maroon and white uniform at Texas A&M in the biggest moments of her entire international career, pro career. This is what Tori Vidales does. She is so clutch, one of the most clutch hitters I have ever seen in my entire life. And we saw her with the being mic'd up and being a leader, and she's the type of player, she backs it up, what she says, how she acts. She steps up in the biggest moments when her team needs her.
Second home run of the year. The other came in Tori's first at bat of the season. There is strike 3 to Flippin, who goes down on 3 pitches, 1 out. Let's go down to Savannah with Tori.
Tori, first pitch, green light. What said go on that pitch?
I was hunting a pitch and I got it, and that's the hardest part of a plan normally is sticking to it. Saw the pitch, decided I was going for it and swing hard.
Your last home run was opening day. How sweet is it to get it in game 1 of this championship?
Way to open it and way to close it. Let's hope we get the dub.
I'll take it. Jackie, Amanda.
She is this way too, Chucky, of just keeping things loose in the dugout, loose out on defense, loose in the clubhouse. And what a response after giving up a run. She sees that go over the fence. The other home run that she hit was to dead left field. That one to right center field. She is a hitter that can hit to all parts of the field with power.
Base hit to left field. Palacios with 1 away is aboard.
And you start to give credit to these hits, to the at-bats that they had in the second inning and the third inning of Kilfoyl. Longer at-bats, making her throw a lot of foul balls. And we talked about it, even when they don't have success early in the game, they continue to make a pitcher go deep into counts, throw a lot of pitches, and they look for their best stuff to try to take that pitch away from them.
The instant response from the Talons. Now a chance for 2. The flip to second, throw to first. Not going to get Aguilar, and there's 2 away. Getting close to kind of figuring out the pitching plans for these two teams. How long do you let these two go? Obviously throwing great games, but we've seen them both in a little bit of trouble here and there. Corrick specifically last inning worked around some early trouble in that frame.
Again, Savannah Jaquish taking that big step back. Kilfoyl throws her that changeup. When she makes this in-pitch adjustment to open up the inside corner, she is doing that, predicting that she's going to get a drop ball inside and trying to clear more space to get her barrel to that pitch. It's a really aggressive step back, too. We're not talking like an inch. It's like an entire foot back that she steps.
Did you worry about your balance at all in that situation?
I don't think Savannah Jaquish does at all. She's so athletic. We're talking about a player that can play just about any position. Really stays deep into her legs, has a really good foundation in her swing. When she takes that step back, it's a little bit risky, but I feel like Jaquish is someone that could pull it off.
It was inside. Another foul ball, 2-2.
See her kind of roll her eyes. That she now gets that drop ball with 2 strikes, fouls it off, and we saw her foul off that same drop ball inside in her first ABT.
Off the handle, over to Wisz. The instant response from the Talons.
She told us after she got the pitch that she wanted. First pitch that she sees off of Lexi Kilfoyl is a drop ball outside. Yep, that's it. That's the pitch that Tori wanted to tie up this game in championship game number 1.
First AUSL Championship with the Talons would make a statement.
If we were to win the AUSL in its first year, it would mean the world because it means that you're making history.
That's obviously what we're here to do. We're here to win, and we're here to win a championship.
To be the last team standing would be an incredible feat.
It's what you spend your whole off-season training for, is to be able to be the one to hoist the trophy over your head.
Something big for these players to play for the first time in a while for them. Now back on teams in this inaugural season of the AUSL. These two separated themselves early and often this season, Amanda, and here we are in what we expected, a great contest in game one, 1-1 between the Bandits and Talons.
Big smile on my face because I just wouldn't expect anything less than to see these two teams go head-to-head in the championship, tie game, going into the 5th inning, these last 3 innings or potential last 3 innings of the game. Gotta love it.
We showed you the Bandits' numbers as they go through the order. They get really good the second time through, the third time through the order for the Bandits, which is what we're on. They hit .415. There is McKinney right on cue to lead off this 5th inning with a base hit. We are right back here tomorrow, 2 Eastern on ESPN. This best of 3 AUSL Championship continues right here at Rhoads Stadium. Talons Bandits, who will have a chance to take it home. If not, we're back Monday. And with these two, that is the expectation. We told you no one has won consecutive games in the season series between these two teams. Outside from Corrick. This is pitcher of the year against hitter of the year and MVP. Aaron Coffel against Georgina Corrick. And you just never know what moment could be the decider in this game. Coffel up the middle off of Corrick. And again, back-to-back innings where the first couple runners reach off Corrick.
Well, and this is the second time that Erin Coffel has hit the changeup of Corrick. And look at how she is just on time with that pitch. That is not a bad location, but Erin Coffel is able to recognize it and hit it hard to the right side. And that was something in the package that we showed from Tori Vidales when she was communicating to Georgina Corrick. They had a little bit of a talk about that. Tori told Georgina, I don't hear anything, and even if they do, they still got to hit that. Didn't hear what Corrick said, but I know it's exactly in reference to, do they have my changeup picked? And Tori said, I don't hear anything from their dugout, but if they do, they still have to hit that. That's the kind of confidence that Tori will give to Georgina Corrick. It's still a great pitch for you. Continue to go to your strength and throw that pitch. I don't hear anything, but keep throwing it.
It's just that next step to all of this that you see at the pro level, how in-depth it is. Tori Vidales even listening for that type of talk from the Bandits dugout.
And it's something that these pitchers, are very aware of. Is it my grip? Is it something that I'm giving away in my motion? Is it something that I'm giving away with, I look a different way when I see the changeup signal given to me on my pitch comm on my wristband? Hitters are looking for all kind of tells, and somebody who's really good at it is Danielle Gibson Horton. She is so good at picking pitches, communicating to the rest of the hitters, just looking for either different sequencing or different tells that the pitcher is given away physically to be able to pick pitches.
Gibson Horton, one in a long list of very talented young coaches in this league. As an assistant at Arkansas, our alma mater, flies out to left field. Big out number 1 for Corrick. Delaney Wisz, speaking of big moments, she's had 2 walk-off hits for the Bandits this year. Takes strike 1, disagrees with that location.
Well, and they entered the season in game number 1 ready to hit. They were prepared for the short little training session that they had before the games with their teams. Stacey Newman-Denise and the coaching staff for the Bandits really challenged the Bandits in a way that, quite frankly, made them a little bit uncomfortable, like really pushed them before game number 1. But it helped them offensively be prepared and ready to hit from the get-go.
Said part of it was that they did come in ready. And then on top of that, they challenged them right out of the gates.
Came in 10 days before and gave them a lot of live at-bats. In fact, their goal was to give every hitter 40 live ABs, which in turn helped their pitchers too.
Wisz stayed with it, but softly out for flipping and back-to-back outs after the first two in the fifth reached.
And Stacey Newman-Denise talked to us too just about having access to so much data with 643 and synergy, and how the veterans on their team had to make that adjustment to kind of dig into the data a little bit more. Something that the players fresh out of college, like a Skylar Wallace, were a little bit more used to.
Wallace rips that first pitch foul. Hit 300 or better in 20 straight games. It was a 24-game regular season. Wallace hit 390, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs.
The other thing too that Stacey Newman-Denise told us is that these players are wanting to level up. Many of them are aspiring to be Team USA players like she was in her playing days. They want to do whatever it takes to make that team.
Off the handle to flipping. Corrick in trouble to start this inning, erases it. Goes 1-2-3 after the first two reach, still tied at 1. Bottom of the fifth, as we near the end of game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Back tomorrow night and maybe on Monday if necessary. See some storms looming in the distance. Already dealt with weather today. It is a pitching change here to start the fifth for the Bandits. L Kilfoyl exits. Emily Kennedy, the rookie out of Texas A&M from the Woodlands, Texas, making her 11th appearance in her rookie season. This is her 4th against the Bandits. Struggled in her lone start, but in 2 relief outings has given up 4 hits and no runs in 3 innings pitched.
Emily Kennedy has really good stuff. We'll see how she brings it in this championship moment. There have been moments that have been up and down for Emily Kennedy this season, but when she throws strikes and works from ahead, she is tough to hit.
She will face 9-1-2 lefty-lefty to start with Sierra Sacco at the plate and Maya Brady. This is 2 of the SEC's best facing off first. Sacco and Kennedy, both rookies. Kennedy falls way behind to the first batter. Four-pitch walk to Sacco, so speed on the base paths for the Talons.
The pitch that Emily Kennedy will use the most is going to be her rise ball alongside her drop ball, but that rise ball at just over 40% of the time. Her changeup has looked better as a pro these last 7 weeks than what it did at Texas A&M her senior season and before. Hard thrower from the left-hand side.
Now to the top of the order. Maya Brady takes inside, ball 1. Emily Kennedy, you've seen a lot of her at Texas A&M. When she's at her best, she's doing what?
She's throwing strikes with her rise ball through the zone early in the count. It's a curveball there that clips the corner, a pitch that she went away a little bit from in her senior year working with Tricia Ford, the head coach and pitching coach at A&M, but has thrown it a little bit here as a pro.
That sounded like it got Brady, and it did. That is back-to-back free passes. Not how Kennedy wanted to start this to the 2 lefty bats that she faced to begin the 5th inning.
And Taylor McQuillan is warming up in the bullpen as well. She's the probable Game 2 starter, and they're actually going to go ahead and pull Emily Kennedy right away, as already the Bandits have found themselves in a bit of a jam. Is it going to be Sarah Willis, or is it going to be Taylor McQuillan? Or is Stacey Newman-Denise just going out there with some pretty powerful steps, wanting to go give the rookie a little bit of love and reminders to throw strikes here? To me, that looked like a walkout that was going to be a potential pitching change, but got ahead of myself.
Is that from personal experience? You've seen that strong walkout from Joe Evans, maybe.
Just reading the room, too, with the context clues with 2 free passes and a tie game late in this game. It's a tough position to put yourself in.
Sidney Romero laying down a bunt, spinning it down the first base line. Well done by Romero on the sacrifice, and now 2 in scoring position. Here's how it goes for the Bandits. Usually their relievers have been excellent out of the bullpen. Those numbers dropped drastically from an ERA standpoint and an opponent batting average. I think a lot of that is a tip of the cap to Stacey Newman-Denise. They've managed that pitching staff so well all season long.
It's a trend that we continue to see in our sport, is using the full pitching staff. As Newman-Denise told us, we might use 2, 3, 4 pitchers in a game, in game 1 even.
Jacobsen fouls that out of play. Kennedy jumping ahead of this batter 0-2. Jacobsen ground ball. McKinney coming home. The tag not there. Sacco slides around it, and the Talons are on top for the first time.
Stacey Newman-Denise is talking to Mary Iacopo about the tag and maybe to use a potential challenge, but that throw was on the wrong side of the bag. If that throw was on Mary Iacopo's glove side, I think that they have her, but she had to come across her body and then bring the tag over to Sacco, who gets small. She is fast, quick, got a good jump with the ground ball to the right side to take the lead.
Here's Torrey. First pitch swinging again out into right field. Should be job done. Throw coming home, though, is not quite in time. Torrey comes through again, and it's a 2-run Talons lead.
Just deep enough. What great execution here by the Talons in this inning to take the 2-run lead. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. Ground ball to the right side by Jacobsen, and now a sac fly RBI for Tori Vidales, her second RBI of the game. My Brady has that speed too.
First pitch bounced in by Kennedy to Iacopo, picked it up. Keeps Jacobsen at second base.
This is where the free passes just hurt you. 2 to start this inning. They're the 2 that came around to score.
Mentioned it earlier, Amanda. Hannah Flippen has really struggled at the plate over the last 10 games or so. Just 3 hits over the last 10 entering this, but Kennedy struggling in this inning. You're still dealing with one of the best hitters on the planet.
Who you know would love to get hot. And it just takes 1 pitch to do so.
Out of play.
And you think about, too, a couple of not questionable defensive plays, because I still don't know which way I'd go with it, but ground ball to second base with speed at third base. Do you just get the sure out at 1? And with Dayton in right field, I thought maybe that was going to drop foul, maybe not. So it's 2 just kind of borderline plays on defense where you have to make a decision. And I think that if the throw would have been on the money for McKinney, I think she would have had her. That was the right decision, but that fly ball in right field, you know, it's one of those ones that can go either way. We're late in this game. It's a close game. Not a lot of runs are being scored, so maybe you do want to take the out there. It's those decisions out on defense that can make or break you in championships.
Flipping to Coffel. That'll do it for the 5th. A productive one for the Talons. Jacobsen brings a run in. Vidales brings a run in. They are 14-0 when leading after 5. All you could have asked for in game one of this best-of-3 series. And look at this setting here at Rhoads Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Going to the 6th inning. Bandits coming to the plate, down 2 runs. Packed house. Stayed through an hour and 45-minute rain delay. Young fans, old fans, everybody here to see the best in the business in what has been a historic first season of the AUSL. Only bigger and brighter things on the horizon. And it's Georgina Koric's ball. 6 outs away from a game 1 win as Bubba Nichols-Camarena fouls that first pitch off for strike 1.
Impressive for the pitcher of the year in Koric to be pitching into the 6th inning against this lineup. Not easy to do when they've already faced her multiple times. Tells you how good her stuff is. But we weren't sure how deep these pitchers were going to go. How the offenses were they going to go off against these pitchers that they've seen so many times. And it's been a low-scoring game.
Georgina Koric has gone the distance twice this season, both against the Volts. 2 complete game shutouts. 6-0 record, an ERA just a tick above 2. There's an article on MLB.com that came out today about Koric, and in that said she might be the best pitcher in the world right now. Ground ball to Romero. 1 out, and with more on one of the best in the world, Savannah.
Well, if she wasn't the pitcher of the year in the AUSL, she would be a researcher on the Great Barrier Reef. She got her degree in marine biology, a master's in global sustainability. It's a big part of why she chose to play her college career at USF. And she takes a similar approach in those study skills to pitching, the way she studies batters, dives in, creates plans. And Chucky, I know she's even told you how she takes those scuba diving skills with breathing and applies them to being in the circle.
Yeah, she relates everything to other things in her life, and one of those things she talked about is the breathing and the techniques you have to employ when you are scuba diving, and so that's something she's become really good at, something that when she does go diving like that, says she's usually one of the last ones in the ocean because she can handle it and uses that to stay calm in the circle. Great off speed for strike 2 to Iacopo.
Well, and that's what you took the words right out of my mouth with that last phrase. Is when you're a pitcher in the circle, ball in your hand, in the biggest moments, you're feeling the pressure, the crowd. You want to be a pitcher who is able to stay calm, whether there's nobody on or 2 on, or whether you have the lead or don't have the lead. And so the ability to control your breath in the way that Georgina Koric has learned to do on and off the field is only a tool that has been able to help her to so much success and even pitch deep into this game with when I'm sure the nerves have been running.
She's already a legend for Great Britain softball. She wants to take them to the Olympic stage. Parents left Great Britain when she was just 3 months old. She grew up in Port Charlotte, Florida.
Well, and if you can scuba dive and swim with sharks, you could pitch against a bandit, right? Like, that seems maybe easier, even though they've had the best offense, and I'm kind of tongue-in-cheek there, but think about the pressure that you feel and having to stay calm with that huge animal. Is a fish around you, like a shark around you? That is intense.
Ground ball back to Koric. Georgina Koric retires the side in order in the 6th. They'll get one more chance to add to it, but Koric 3 outs away.
trivia question presented by Mary Eugene. This is my contestant. What's your name? Brittany. Brittany, you have Talons teachers. So I know what you're doing for, so it's very simple. I'm going to give you a question, and all you have to do is guess the correct answer. Are you ready? Yeah. Here's your question. Which current Talons player has struck out 4 times in 211 at-bats during the regular season? Wow, that's a good question. Brittany, who do you think it is? Sydney something. Sydney Romero, is that what you're talking about? Yes. That's who she's talking about. Let's see if that's correct. Fans, that is correct. Brittany.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Sephora and by Rho. More Talons smiles today. So far, bottom of the 6th, they lead 3-1 over the Bandits. One last chance to add to this lead and potentially take game 1 of this 3-game series. If you want to find Banana Ball live, that is currently over on ESPN News and ESPN Plus. You can see some nervous fans making their way to the concourse. There is a storm quickly moving in, and we have the worst news in softball. The grounds crew running onto the field to stop this game. Already an hour 45 rain delay earlier today. And this storm, Amanda, moved in quickly. We've seen it over the left field wall. And they are going to tarp this field as quickly as possible. The wind has picked up in a big way. And this time the fans have, I think they're seeing what we're seeing, and it looks a little scary.
It's crazy how fast that changed. It seemed like it literally just happened during commercial break.
This has been an eventful day 1 of the AUSL Championship, a sold-out crowd. This has been a spectacular venue on day 1. When we drove in, people lined up at 2-3 different gates to enter this ballpark. Some great history here. We are adding to it this weekend. We wish a little bit more continuously, but at this moment we are back in a weather delay here at the AUSL Championship. 3-1 Talons lead the Bandits. Let's go to Banana Ball Live for now. League Championship presented by Sephora. Back at beautiful Rhoads Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. First things first, finishing a suspended game 1 from yesterday. Bandits down 2 runs, going to the bottom of the 6th against the Talons. Skylar Wallace and company will get one last chance in the top of the 7th. But it was Tori Vidales and the Talons off to a great start, trying to position themselves to lift a trophy today in Tuscaloosa. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. That's what could happen over the next 20 minutes. One of these 2 teams puts themselves in a position to win a championship later today.
We didn't expect to be here. Yesterday was a lightning, weather delay-filled type of day to start this championship, and unfortunately we're going to have to find out 2 different results today. So we could have a champion by the end of this afternoon, and I can't believe that how important it is to be able to start with good momentum here. In the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll start and see who can grab the momentum early to take it through the rest of today.
Yeah, part of it, the Bandits have to hold the Talons here, but yesterday it was the Bandits who struck first after what started as a pitching duel in the 4th inning. Bubba Nichols-Camarena, not the power we're used to, kind of off the handle, but did enough to get the first run. It was the response, though, from Tori Vidales.
Immediately in the bottom of the 4th inning, first pitch of her AB, she tied up the game with the solo home run, and then in the bottom of the 5th, the Talons scored again. 2 runs came across with great execution that would score a base on balls and a hit by pitch, and the Talons would take the lead 3-1.
Then the rain came and the storms, and they moved in quickly. The tarp hit the field. It would never come off. And here we are today. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 game. The hit column, Bandits 7-3, but find themselves trailing by 2. The Talons only 3 hits, but 10 batters reached. And the question will be, will Georgina Corritt come out in the top of the 7th to try to complete her 3rd complete game of the year? We'll find out in a moment. First, we thought it'd be Taylor McQuillan yesterday in the circle. It is not. It is Odyssey Alexander, who left Tuesday's game against the Blaze after she was hit with a ball coming back at her. She is 4-2 on the year, a 3.65 ERA, but great to see that she's healthy enough to throw this weekend.
It is great to see her out there after she got hit in her right hand with a line drive. Had to come out of that game, and we weren't sure how she was going to be feeling for the championship. And honestly, Taylor McQuillan looked like before the rain delay that she was going to be coming out and into the circle. But man, big change. Odyssey in the circle for the Bandits.
McQuillan, before this series began, was slated as the Game 2 starter, so that was one of our big questions. What do they do? Do they show the Talons Taylor McQuillan for an inning potentially? Not that there's a ton of secrets between these two teams. Their 9th meeting of the year. But it is not McQuillan, it is Alexander, who will face Palacios, Aguilar, and Jacobsen in Tuscaloosa. Expecting a big crowd for Game 2 later today. That's at 2 Eastern on ESPN. Montana Fouts will take the circle for the Talons. Back in her old stomping grounds. Will it be for a chance to lift the first ever AUSL Championship trophy or not? We'll find out in the next few minutes. That's ball 1 from Odyssey to Charlize Palacios. And bounces that outside 2-0. It's an interesting dynamic from the psychology of the...
Definitely better to do it with the sun out instead of playing through that rain and the lightning, all kinds of weather issues that we had yesterday. But I really feel like just with how close this game has been, it's been a pitcher's duel. We thought there was going to be a lot of offense, but a really low scoring game. And it gives the Bandits an opportunity just down by 2 runs with the best offense in the league to get back into it, which is the 1 AB that they have left.
Odyssey against the Talons has thrown 12 innings on the year, has given up 10 earned runs and 17 hits. Numbers against this team worse than what she has done on the season as a whole. There's strike 2. Palacios 3 for 6 off Odyssey this year, a triple and a home run. Way out in front of that and onto the hitting facility down the left field line. Odyssey's signature moment came for James Madison in Oklahoma City during her college playing days. Charlize Palacios played her college ball at Arizona first and then finished at UCLA.
Well, that's what I was about to say about Odyssey, is that since that moment when she just captivated America playing with James Madison and going up against Oklahoma and playing in the World Series, she's really changed as she walks Palacios the way that she throws. And you can just see it there, even full count, her going to an off-speed pitch versus when we saw her at the Women's College World Series. It was rise, 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 screw, hard thrower, not going to change speeds a lot. But as a pro, she's had to do that. So still relies on her screw and her rise ball, but her curve is an off-speed pitch. Her changeup is her slowest speed. So being able to utilize those 3 speeds more than what she did in college.
Aguilar pops up the bunt attempt, just trying to get one more run. It is a very dangerous top of the 7th looming for the Talons, with the top of the order coming up for the Bandits.
Well, it's just an unfortunate way for the Bandits to start the 5th and the 6th inning. That's how they scored those 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take the lead. Was a leadoff walk followed by a hit by pitch. So 2 free passes that started that 5th inning that came around to score when Emily Kennedy was pitching in that moment.
Part of why you would be confused knowing the Talons are 0 for 7 with runners on, but they have 3 runs. Odyssey thought that might have been strike 3 to Aguilar, who will hang up the cleats after this weekend. A long, successful career. Started back at the University of Washington for Heather Tarr. 2-2.
Just known for her versatility defensively, of course, being a left-handed power bat with, especially at Washington, a lot of different tools, but has some power in her swing as well. A lot of home runs this season.
She was their home run leader early on out of the gates. Has 4 on the season, but hasn't homered in the last 10 games. From 0-2 to 3-2 in the count. Not only will we play 2 today, this is a pretty early start for these
That's
pros.
so
I mean, this
true.
is probably the earliest they've played in a long time. Aguilar walks, and this has a very similar feel to the 5th inning when the Talons took their lead.
Yeah, and the thing about this is that the relievers are struggling in this game for the Bandits. A couple of free passes to start back-to-back innings, and that's not how their season has gone. The relievers have had the backs of the starters. I mean, look at the difference in ERA for the Bandits starters. This is for the entire season, over a 6 ERA, but the relievers have had their back all season. Stacey Newman-Denise, the head coach for the Bandits, and their pitching coach has been able to make the moves at the right time to get ahead of it with her relief pitchers. Just a 2.77 ERA, and look at that opponent batting average under 300 as well.
We've seen pitchers on both teams work out of tough situations. This would certainly be one of them. And Bree Ellis is going to get her first chance in the postseason. Odyssey bounces that in. This is a tough one when you've walked 2 straight because Ellis leads the Talons in walks. And even though the average and the power hasn't been there that we're used to for Ellis, she has a great on-base percentage and has walked 11 times. Popped up, though, in a big-time out number 1 for Odyssey.
That's huge, and that shirt was absolutely great. The Bree Ellis, I love Bree, or I love Ellis shirt, whatever it said, with the hog in the middle. Oh, I love Bree, it's so good. You have to make that one on your own. I don't think they sell that one, to my knowledge. Maybe in Fayetteville, though.
Everywhere we've been, there have been sellouts and there have been Bree Ellis fans. Strike 1 to Sierra Sacco.
Good stop there by Copo. But Sierra Sacco, Chucky, that type of player that has played with a little chip on her shoulder, proven people wrong her entire career. Not highly recruited, coming out of Louisiana. And has just made a name for herself, especially when she got to Mississippi State in her final 2 years. Had just an epic senior season that led her to get drafted and be a rookie now competing in this championship.
Sacco toward right field foul. You mentioned lightly recruited, very lightly recruited out of high school. Ended up at Louisiana Tech where she just burst onto the scene. Conference USA Freshman of the Year for Sacco. From that to first team All-American and arguably the best hitter in the SEC, or one of them. Maybe the one was right before her in Bree Ellis this year. Odyssey, that's the second batter she's felt like she's had called strike 3 to.
And 3 out of 4 batters have gone to a full count, and she has walked 2 of them so far. We'll see what happens with Sacco. She has to attack her here, make her put the ball in play.
Got her swinging.
Huge outs, back-to-back outs to get Bree Ellis with just a lazy pop-up to the catcher, and then a strikeout here on a full count. This is belief in yourself by Odyssey Alexander to finally make the pitch that she needs to secure the out in a full count.
And now maybe the hottest hitter in the league, and one of softball's biggest stars over the last handful of years, Maya Brady. Ball one upstairs, debuted just over a week ago, July 16th. She's played, this is now her 7th game of the season. She's looking to make it a 7-game hit streak, has 11 total in just those 6 previous games played.
Said she just came back last week. I was like, oh my goodness, really, did she? Because it feels like with the way that she's playing that she has been here the entire season.
Two-0 pitch. Popped up and out of play.
That's a good swing to Maya Brady, looking to hit in that hitter's count. Got a good pitch, 2-hit, just missed it. Knowing that she was going to get something a little bit faster. One thing about Odyssey's outing so far is that she's not landing her off-speed pitches quite yet. So when she brings it for a strike, it's been her fastest speeds.
That was a big swing from Brady.
Yeah, and that came up at 50. That was not 50. That was a faster pitch. Just did not register well on the radar gun.
2-2. Bandits trying to give themselves an opportunity in the 7th.
Another full count. And if you're Maya Brady, I'm looking for a screwball on the outer half. It's what she went at Sacco with in a full count. It's what she's been throwing for a strike here.
There it is. Got her. Outside corner. It's a 2-run game. Odyssey Alexander does her job in the 6th. And for the Bandits, no better situation. The top 3 hitters in the league, Zerkle, McKinney, and Coffel coming up next. 3-1, here we go. Bandits' last chance in the top of the 7th. Down 2 runs in game 1 of the AUSL Championship. It is not Georgina Koric for the Talons. It is Megan Faremo, the former UCLA superstar and thought to be one of the best pitchers in this league over the last handful of seasons. Faremo's season numbers a little bit higher than normal with that ERA up at 4.91. The one thing you know she'll bring, though, is a ton of energy in the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to slam the door here with a 2-run lead. It will not be easy with who she has to face.
Zerkle, McKinney, and Coffel have been a nightmare for most pitchers in this league, but they have had their way against Faremo for most of the season.
Yeah, those 3 hitters combined against her this season, 8 for 14 with 4 home runs off of her. And Erin Coffel has 3 of the 4 home runs. She's due up 3rd.
There's Coffel looking on, the hitter of the year and the MVP. Her fiercest competition for those 2 awards is standing at the plate in Morgan Zerkle. Strike 1.
And Megan Faremo is going to go to curveball, screwball, and rise balls. So throws with some good velocity, one of the hardest throwers in the league. And she does have 2 saves on the season.
Bounces back after falling behind 2-0. There's Howard Dobson looking on. A little off speed into left field. Long run for Sacco, can't get there.
And then even though she is one of the hardest throwers in the league, Faremo, she does have that changeup that she is comfortable in throwing in any count that these hitters are going to have to deal with.
Bandits general manager Jenny Dalton-Hill, former National Player of the Year at Arizona, looking on. Got Zerkle. 1 out.
This spot really can't get much better. Screwball, outside corner, gets Zerkle to go with that pitch. She locates it about 2 balls off of the plate and gets Zerkle to swing and miss at it as a big time out of Zerkle.
Bandits had their leadoff runner reach 3 of the first 6 innings prior to that. Now it's McKinney. who is 1 for 3 in this game that started yesterday, was supposed to start at 2 o'clock local, didn't start till 3:45 local time.
Well, and I think the Bandits are going to look back at this game if they end up losing it and think of the opportunities that they've had. Runners in scoring position, a lot of different innings yesterday when we started this game, but 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and got their leadoff hitter on base several times and unable to come around to score except for just the 1 inning that they did score.
One into left. Sacco turns and runs and makes the catch. Talons 1 out away from taking the lead in this championship. The Bandits down to their final out in game 1. Game 2 later today, 2 Eastern on ESPN. Here is Aaron Coffel.
And it is such a big deal that Megan Framo got the first 2 hitters out, so that now when she faces Coffel, who has hit 3 home runs off of her, if she hits one, it's just a solo home run and you still have the lead.
Coffel may be fooled by that pitch.
He's dealing today.
Oh-2 pitch. It's intense. Off speed, Coffel, you just can't get her out. Keeps the Bandits alive with a 2-out single.
Such a great piece of hitting. Man, she's gotten a changeup so many times in her at-bats, and she has reached base in every plate appearance of the game. All 3 of her singles, Chucky, have been off of changeups. Such a good hitter this year. The MVP gets on to pass the bat now.
Before there was Bree Ellis at Arkansas, there was Danielle Gibson. Now Danielle Gibson Horton. She was Arkansas's first 2-time All-American. Hit 20 home runs as a first-team All-American in 2022 and falls behind 0-2. Another chance for Framo. Got her! Megan Framo emphatically closes the door on game 1.
The Talons have so many saves this season as a pitching staff. Now 3 for Framo on the year. Very comfortable in these tight games to slam the door. And my goodness, Megan Framo just helps set the tone for the Talons for the rest of the day as we'll play game 2 in a couple of hours. That first game win of the series, of a 3-game series, so important, especially when we're going to have 2 results finish up on the same day. Framo goes with the screwball, little bit of rise as well to it to get Danielle Horton and close the door after that Coffel single. And my goodness, Framo and her energy that she brings, the rest of the team feeds off of it, and the Talons get game 1.
They'll have a chance at the first ever AUSL Championship later today. Howard Dobson and company have put together a special season. They could cap it with a championship in just a few hours. Megan Framo on the heels of a tremendous performance from Georgina Korick, who went 6 innings and allowed just 1 run.
Yeah, definitely not to be forgotten about was the outing that Georgina Korik had through 6 innings. Rainbow closes the door, gets a big hug from her catcher.
We are back later today, 2 Eastern on ESPN. Don't miss it. A chance for the Talons to win it all. The Bandits will need a big response, and they'll need to do it against one of the Alabama greats. Montana Fouts starts later today on this field where she was a 4-time All-American.